Prior to Dr. Con's adjournment speech, I would like to acknowledge her guests in the gallery this evening. They are members and supporters of the Flying Bats Football Club. I believe they're celebrating their 40th anniversary, and you are most welcome here tonight. Dr. Con.
President. Sport has enormous benefits for both our physical and mental health, and it brings us together. Every person should be able to participate in sport in their local community. Andrew Purchase, co-founder of the Sydney Convicts Rugby Club, articulates this beautifully. He said, quote, "When someone can join a local team, walk into a stadium, or get involved in a sporting community without fear of judgment or exclusion, that's powerful. That's when sport is truly doing its job, not just entertaining us, but connecting us," end quote. But sport is not a safe place for everyone. The 2024 Pride in Sport Index National Survey found a majority of respondents had witnessed homophobia or vilification based on identity, and 40% had personally experienced it. This year's survey found that LGBTQ+ participants continue to feel less safe, less included, and experience poorer mental well-being. In particular, there's a concerted effort against the participation of trans women in sport. Trans and gender diverse people have been here participating in sport for a long time. Over 15 years ago, I played rugby union for the University of Sydney Women's First 15 with a trans woman on our team who was an excellent teammate and I'm still in touch with today. Advocates for the exclusion of trans women from women's sport claim to be protecting women and girls, but their attacks against trans women are actually making sport less safe for all women. I've spoken with women and non-binary people who've been threatened or filmed without their consent at local sports events just because they're tall, have short hair, or small breasts. Women have had their weekend matches cancelled by opposing teams discriminating against their trans teammates. Women's sport needs pay equity, updated facilities, equal airtime and better resourcing, especially in the regions, not this absurd policing of our appearances. Being able to safely participate in community life, including sport, is the bare minimum that LGBTQIA+ people deserve, and it's time for politicians to stop putting them in harm's way by using them as a political punching bag. I thank those in the community who are already leading the way on LGBTQIA+ inclusion in sport. This year, the Flying Bats Football Club are proudly celebrating their 40th anniversary of making football a safe and accessible sport for everyone. The Flying Bats Women's Football Club was formed in 1985 as a means of providing women with a sense of support and community at a time when options were limited and lesbians were subjected to multiple forms of prejudice and discrimination. Alison Todd, one of the Bats founders, said, quote, "Really, it didn't matter if you had any skill at all, as long as you wanted to be there, you were welcome," end quote. Throughout its history, the Flying Bats has provided women, including large numbers of queer women, the opportunity to play a sport they were historically discouraged from playing. It's also given so many people a sense of belonging to a vibrant and supportive community. Thanks to this inclusive and community-centred approach, the Bats have grown to become the biggest LGBTQIA+ women's and non-binary football club in the world. Thank you for your leadership from the ground up, where the government isn't doing enough. And the Bats aren't alone. In Sydney, there are explicitly inclusive clubs leading the way in a range of sports, including the Bent Sticks Hockey Club, Convicts Rugby Club, Newtown Breakaways AFL Club, Outfielders Softball League, Sydney Stingers Water Polo Club, and many more. These kinds of initiatives that bring us together and get us active are what local, state, and federal governments should be supporting, because sport at its best is for everyone.
We don't allow applause from the gallery. I should have maybe made that clear, but we appreciate the sentiment. We just keep it in.